Based on the white stripes on the legs, you may think the okapi is related to the zebra. They're actually the only known relative of the giraffe. Take a look at the head, you'll notice it looks very similar to a giraffe. Male okapi would even carry those little horns on top of the head known as ossicones like the giraffe.
Gotcha.
So this one does not have ossicones, we can safely assume she's female. Both male and female okapi would also have the giraffe's long prehensile tongue, measuring about 14 to 18 inches long, enabling them to lick their own eyeball if they so chose.
Eyeballs.
Folks, on our right, I'm seeing a very large black and white bird up on top of the hill. That's a saddle-billed stork. It's its name from the yellow saddle shape on its bill. Normally it's about 5 feet tall and has a wingspan about 9 feet wide, or the width of the canopy above our heads.
It's up there.
Folks, as we continue on, keep in mind this is a wild animal reserve, not a zoo, which means these animals could be anywhere, and we'll have to see if we can find a few more of them.
Come on, Burb.
Also, keep in mind that there are many of you, there is only one of me. You may see something out there I missed. This is one of the reasons you have the handy animal spotting guide above your heads.
I haven't seen all of them. That's the one we just saw right there.
Now, what's coming up on our left, I'm seeing two different animals. The tan ones are female greater kudu, while the orange ones are bongo. The bongo are normally so reclusive they're known as the ghosts of the forest. Their horns have been packed so much to enable them to run through brush and trees by getting their horns caught in the branches. The greater kudu we can tell are female because they do not have horns and are gathered together in a group. Male kudu will have horns and prefer to be solitary. Now folks, as we continue along, one last thing to keep in mind, please maintain your face coverings over your entire nose and entire mouth for our entire adventure. It's the last time you'll hear that from me, as long as everyone follows the rules. Now folks, our next area here is the Sabi River. Water is of vital importance to life in the African wilderness. Without it, many animals could not survive. As such, you may oftentimes see both predator and prey animals drinking side by side in a sort of peace treaty at the watering hole. What's coming up on our right, I'm seeing a couple of hippo there at the surface of the water. A group of them would be known as a bloat of hippo. The word hippopotamus actually means water or river horse, and although they can swim and are quite good at it, they actually prefer to walk or run along the bed of the body of water they choose to live in. They also hold their breath for an impressive 5 to 8 minutes. If you miss those, off to our left, I'm seeing a full bloat of hippo. Hippos start off about 80 pounds when first born, but can easily reach 5,500 pounds by the time they're fully grown.
They're very big.
Now, also on our left, I'm seeing several large white birds. These are pink-backed pelicans. They get their name from a distinctive pink patch they get on their backs, mainly just during their mating season. They're also colonial nesters. You may see as many as 500 pelican nests all in the same area. On a particularly hot day, you may also see them waggling the pouch underneath their bill in an attempt to stay cool.
Are they crocodiles?
Oh, folks, definitely make sure you stay seated here because on our left I'm seeing several Nile crocodile. Oh, including one of our big boys, Big Jabba there under the tree. He featured an episode of Magic of Disney's Animal Kingdom on Disney+. Nile crocodiles are normally the second largest crocodilians in the world, averaging about 16 to 20 feet in length, but big ones like Jabba can easily reach 22 feet long. With a closing bite force of over 2,000 psi, or pounds per square inch per bite. Surprisingly, they also have great control over their jaws, as Nile crocodile will sometimes carry their own eggs and young in their mouths to protect them. When they do this, they will not close their mouths all the way, but will leave them open just a little bit. And both male and female Nile crocodile will do this. And now, folks, I see the brush and trees are starting to thin out as we exit the Sapi and head for the savanna, the grasslands. As we make the turn toward the savanna, take a look off to your right. You may see a rather large, unusual-looking tree known as a baobab. Believe it or not, it can take about 1,000 years for a baobab to reach that size. It is an unusual tree because it is leafless 8 to 9 months of the year, making it look like the roots are up top and earning it the nickname the upside-down tree. According to an African legend, when God's creation was still in Africa, up with all the plants and animals that currently live there, he reached into his sack one final time, pulled out one last tree, the baobab. Not being entirely sure what to do with this final tree, he simply decided to chuck it backwards over his shoulder. According to the legend, the baobab went end over end, landing upside down, and has been upside down ever since. Folks, as we continue along, keep in mind once more, this is a wild animal reserve, not a zoo, which means these animals could be anywhere. We'll have to see if we can find a few more of them. It also means from this point forward that should an animal cross into the road in front of us, that we must stop and yield and wait for them to move to clear the giraffe jam as we are visiting their home.
Giraffe jam. I'm late for all your reservations.
Folks, out to our right, I'm seeing a couple of wildebeest to get their name from the Afrikaans word for wild beast. They also are sometimes known as nu, G-N-U, after a nu sound they sometimes make.
Genius, Cherry
A
Pratchett.
herd of about 1.5 million wildebeest will band together for about 1,000 miles in one of the largest migratory
Mufasa.
migration distances of any land animal.
Whatever.
You don't even know.
Sorry, I'm hungry.
Coming up here on our right,
So
in
is
just a moment,
Mufasa.
once we get to move forward a little bit, I'm seeing a Hartman's Mountain zebra as well as a Maasai giraffe. And we can tell this is a Hartman's Mountain zebra because it has thick stripes towards the back, thin stripes towards the face, and completely white belly. In the age-old question of black with white or white with black, take a look at the zebra's nose. The only area without hair, you'll see it's a black nose, therefore it's a black zebra with white stripes.
Oh, is that what I decided?
Yep.
Maasai giraffe out there, we can tell is Maasai because it has dark, jagged, irregular patterns to its skin. Contrary to popular belief, the term Maasai does not mean messy. It actually refers to the African tribe that lives in the area where Maasai giraffe were first discovered. And a much larger herd of wildebeest over here, folks. Believe it or not, most wildebeest are actually born at night. They're actually unable to move for the first few minutes of life, and the cover of darkness helps protect the newborn calf. However, it will actually be able to run full speed with its herd within 15 to 30 minutes of being born. This is because it is born with its legs as long as they need to be for the rest of its life.
I can't even run 15 to 30 minutes. I can't even walk 13 to 15.
Folks, on our left, I'm seeing a couple of African wild dogs, also known as painted dogs, based on their colorful coats. Each coat pattern is actually unique to each animal, almost like a fingerprint is to you or me. There are currently 6 painted dogs here on the reserve. They are all brothers and are all part of the same litter.
Oh.
I see one up close and I was sleeping. And then
Although they may look like our normal dogs or maybe even hyena in appearance, they're actually a completely different animal family. They have only 4 toes on each foot and they chirp at each other instead of barking.
Where?
Folks, once again, please make sure you maintain your face coverings over the ball or point of your nose at all times. Thank you very much for your cooperation. Now, on our left, I'm seeing a couple of sable antelope. They were chosen as the symbol for Harambe Wildlife Reserve because when it comes to fight or flight, they will always choose to fight to protect their herd from predators, much as we fight to protect animals from extinction. Those curved back horns are perfect for sweeping a predator off their back. Now, folks, off to our left, I'm seeing a couple of more Hartman's Mountain zebra. I believe this little guy is JB, and that's his mother, Prima. JB was the unnamed male mentioned in Magic of Disney's Animal Kingdom on Disney+. Thanks to those two and the one earlier, we actually have a small dazzle in this area. That's called a zebra, a dazzle.
Dazzling.
So from this side, the one that we saw earlier was Domino. That's JB's father. Now, off to our left, I'm seeing several of the tiniest antelope in the world, the springbok. They only get about 2.5 to 3 feet tall at the shoulder, but are able to leap about 6 to 8 feet straight up in the air or 13 feet forward. They're actually so popular in Africa that many professional sports teams there are known as the springbok. What's coming up on our right here in just a moment, we're about to get another view of some more Maasai giraffe. A group like this is known as a tower of giraffe. You'll you'll notice they kind of walk along pretty slowly, but that's what they normally do. But believe it or not, once they get running, they can hit about 35 to 40 miles per hour while running. A giraffe's kick is also strong enough to break a hyena's jaw. Considering that the hyena have jaws strong enough to break bone and get to the juicy marrow inside, that's actually quite a kick from the giraffe. In addition to their impressive height, which starts off about 6 feet tall when first born and can easily hit 24 feet tall by the time they're fully grown, giraffe are known for two other very large things. They actually have the highest blood pressure of any land animal, which they need to get the blood all the way up that massive neck to their head, as well as an incredibly long tongue measuring about 18 inches. For reference on that, go from the tip of your elbow to the tip of your middle finger. That's about how long the giraffe's tongue is.
Blah.
Folks, out on the ridge there, I'm seeing several Collie cattle, also known as Watusi cattle, as the